Alright, you are welcome to this tutorial, that's introduction to PowerPoint, and this is going to be the first episode with your instructor Bright Hove Ahaji Bax in short. Alright, so this course will be doing it in sessions. So the first session we want to look at introduction to PowerPoint. Introduction to PowerPoint. Alright, so we want to look at the learning objectives for this presentation. So first we want to, at the end of the lesson, we want to be able to plan an effective PowerPoint presentation, because this is very key in the sense that if you fail to plan, you're definitely going to plan to fail. So it's good to plan the presentation first of all before you get to the design work itself. So we'll learn how to do or do effective planning for PowerPoint presentations. So after that, we'll apply the basic principles in PowerPoint presentation. Good. So the first thing that we want to look at is the planning stage. Okay, the planning stage. Now in the planning stage, the first thing that we need to decide on is the the goals. You need to decide on a presentation goal. You need to decide on a presentation goal. Now in this case, what do I mean by deciding on a presentation goal? Over here, you need to know what you are presenting on. If let's say you are sharing an annual report on creating a pitch deck, or it's more or less like you are creating sales also to be able to get more higher values, which is dealing with money. That is when you know the overview of what you are presenting. So you know the goal of your presentation. You know you are presenting on this. And if it's an instance where you are presenting on a particular topic, let's say drug abuse, yes, you should know the goal, the overview of the presentation, what you are presenting on. Over there, that is when you'll be able to know what to feature into the presentation, not just get up and be doing any other thing. So first of all, you need to decide on the presentation goal. So for instance, if I am presenting on, let me open PowerPoint so that we follow through. Let me go to blank presentation. So let's say I am presenting on drug abuse. Okay, this is drug abuse. So this is presented by Mr. Bright Hove Ahaji. Good. So over here, I am done with the goal. I mean, I know what I am presenting on. So I have gotten my topic and my first slide is ready. That is just an explanation to something. At the appropriate time, we'll come back to the practical. So don't be in a haste. So let's pay attention to this particular one. Now, the second point that we need to look at is the outline. Okay, you need to create an outline. So with the presentation goal in mind, you have to create an outline for a presentation. You have to save a long time. You know, when you're able to create an outline of your work, it means that when you come to the design itself, you are not going to suffer. You need to slide one. What is there? What am I putting in slide one? Slide two. What is coming? Where is the topic coming? After slide one, you go to slide two. When is the topic coming? Then you go to slide three. Now, for instance, I am presenting on drug abuse, so I'll be like, what should come? Drug abuse is a topic, so you need to explain what drug abuse is. Okay, so that is, you give an outline of your whole work. Which one is coming first? Which one is following? In that order. And how many slides am I getting for that particular presentation? If it is a sales work or maybe a financial report you are presenting at the end of the year, yes, you should know the number of slides you are presenting, the beginning and the end. So basically, you're having an overview of it, like the outline, the sketch of your whole slide. That is what you need to look at. That is what you need to look at. So with that in mind, so with our project, you need to, so for instance, over here, if we are planning of, let's say, 15 slides for this, okay, 15 slides. So this is slide one. This is slide 1. So we just want to do something, then some little. Don't worry, the appropriate time will be coming back to all these practical words. This one I'm just trying to explain the principles and also the guidelines in slide presentation and preparation as well. So that is why we'll come back to the practical work. So now we are on the third point. Okay, the third point is we are saying think about the slides you need to include. As I was saying, let's say you are presenting an annual report. Okay, annual report on finance. So definitely you should know that things like financial charts, graphs that will be indicating the rise and fall in the business. Those are things that you need to include. Or let's say you're presenting like the drug abuse thing that I was doing. It will be appropriate that you include pictures of uh, a boy or anybody smoking and see the adverse effects. You need to look at all those things. I mean, include them. So in the planning stage, that is when you know what and what you will include in the slide. The slides, I mean the pictures, the multimedia that you'll be adding, that is the videos, audio, anything, any chart, anything that you'll be trying to put into the slide. This is what you have to decide on it. So all these are the stages in the preparation or the planning stage. So after that, we want to look at what your visuals. The next thing that we'll be looking at is what your visuals. We want to look at the visuals. You know, like I said earlier, you are presenting on drug abuse, so you need to in your next slide at least you need to add a picture of a boy smoking or like anything, the visuals that you think you can add to the slide to explain more points to you. Yes, that is it. You need to plan and get all these things available so that it adds more value and relevance to what you are presenting. So let's say over here, what I'm presenting, I just have to go and insert the picture from the device. From the device. Good. So from the device. Good. So that is just an explanation to it. We'll be coming back to the work itself. Now, we want to look at the fifth one. That is what? Establish call to action. Now, establishing call to action, what is it trying to say? Finally, when you're coming to end your slide, is there any instance where you want the audience to contact you, or for something there should be a system where they will get back to you? More or less like you are requesting of their input. So let's say something like, if you need more clarification on this, contact so and so, or visit this website to get more details or more explanation. So you need to add that in your final slide. That is more or less like your call to action. So you make sure your last slide includes your call to action along with specific instructions on what to do. For instance, if you want the people to contact you so and so, you should make sure you include it in the slide. It adds more value to your explanation. More value to explain. Good. So basically, these are the planning stage. So this slide just talk about how to launch it. If you have PowerPoint 19, you just go to Start menu and you have your PowerPoint there. You select it. I've already opened it, or you just type it in the search box and I've already opened it. So there's no need to look at that. So let's quickly get to the guidelines in preparing a slide. Guidelines in preparing a slide. Please, I hope it's making sense. If you are following, and just drop your concern in the comment section. I will definitely respond to it. Good. So the guidelines, now we are done with the planning. So more or less like we are done with the architect or of the whole slide. We've looked at what and what we are adding to the slide. We've looked at the multimedia. We've looked at the outline. We've looked at the visuals and a call to action. Good. So now we want to go to the main slide. Okay. We are looking at the main slide for now. We are looking at the main slide. So the first thing after launching PowerPoint, it assumes that you have all your things ready. Your content, everything is ready. So the first thing that we want to deal with now, we are saying that keep your content minimum. Keep text to minimum. Sorry. Keep text to minimum. Good. So over here, what we are saying is, for instance, we are talking about drug abuse. Okay. We are talking about drug abuse. So we don't have to write like 1,000 words on drug abuse over here. The only thing you need to do is just a very short definition of drug abuse. What is it? So basically, you can say drug abuse is the state of either taking drugs above or below the prescription of the medical doctor. Okay, so something very short this way. This is very simple. So we are saying that keep text to minimum. It means that everything, the bulletin that you are going to give to the slide should be very short. That is why we are saying it's a presentation. So you should be able to explain the rest of the things yourself. Okay, that is why we even talked about visuals and stuff. So the first thing that we need to look at in slide preparation and presentation is keep text to minimum. You don't have to add more text to it. So this is this one, we go to home, we make it bold, and we are using text to be Times News Roman. Good. So we want to make it to be in the middle. Good. So something like this, we are doing similar thing to the body too. So Times, and we increase the font size a bit. So maybe this one I can just take it off. It's not a bulletin. Good. So we are done with slide 1, and we are done with the first point. The first point, I said keep tests to minimum. Okay, that's fine. Now let's look at the second point, that is use large font sizes. Just like what I've done here, you should be able to use a font size that can be readable or that can be seen from a very far distance. So for instance, this, let's say my heading, I want to increase it a bit. I don't know, you might get to a hall to present, of which you have almost 1,000 audience. So you should be able to prepare a slide that can meet any condition, that when it's projected, it will show clearly for a lot of people to see. Yeah, that's good. So that is the second point. Now let's look at the third one. Now make sure fonts are readable. Yes, so this one is throwing more light on the second point, that is use large font sizes. So make sure fonts are readable. So I think we've done that already. And the fourth one is what? Enhance the data with charts and graph. Good. So as I indicated from the beginning, if you are presenting a financial report, you need to insert charts. You need to insert what? Charts. You need to insert pictures and all that to throw more light on what you are presenting. So I'm just trying to indicate a picture. So let's say the category here is what? Let's say January. Okay. And this is what? February. So let's say client 1. Something like that. You get it? So you'll be able to have your chart around to explain more on what you're doing. Or since we are talking about drug abuse, the chart can talk or can explain a record of people who have lost their lives in 2021. Yes. So say a chart showing deaths from drug abuse in 2021. Good. So we've indicated a chart. So we make it to the middle and we reduce the font size a bit. Good. So this is the third point that we are looking at. Then let's proceed to see what is ahead. So the fifth point, we are saying that use color wisely. Now I'll be explaining, or I'll be dwelling much on this. The fifth point, I'll be dwelling much on this particular one. Now let's come to the PowerPoint. Don't forget, this basically is the introduction to. I just want to introduce you to some of the concepts. In our subsequent videos we'll be looking at them one after the other. This one we are taking our trouble to look at the guidelines, okay, in effective planning, and also the principles that are involved. We'll be coming to the full practical itself, so just be guided with this. So let's say we have this now, and we are saying the point is use color wisely, okay, use color wisely, and we are saying light on dark or dark on light. Simple. Let's come to the slide here. What we are saying is either light on dark on or dark on light. There are two principles that are used in slide preparation. Good. So let's see, when you look at the test color, the test color here, the color is black, okay, and I'm using color black on a white background. So over here on the heading, the principle that I'm using here is what? Dark on light, okay. The font color is black, and the black is a primary color, and it's a color that is being used on a background that is light. So over here we have used a principle of dark on light. Now let's see an instance where we are using light on dark. So let's say that I am using the foreground or the background to the text to be black. So I want to use the text to be good. So now what I've done here, what I've done to this particular one is light on dark. But over here we have used what? This one we have used dark. This is dark on light. The text color is black and it's being used on a light background. Now when we come to this one that is presented by, you realize that I'm using a light colored text on a black colored background. So over here it is light on dark. Now why are we trying to say these things, or these two principles? It's very key in PowerPoint presentation. This will make your text to be readable or to stand out. Don't forget, the focus here is on the content of what you're presenting, not is the content. So if the people are not able to see the content well, it means that you've missed the whole thing. So you should be able to make the content to stand out. So with these two principles I've explained, I think that when you put it into good use, it will help you. It will help you, that is to make the light on dark and also dark on light. Yes, so that is it. So the sixth point, I'm sure you are clear with the fifth point. So let's say the sixth point, you say design for wide screens. Good. So you should be able to make sure that your slide that you are designing, the slide, full slide, you should know that this particular screen, it's A4. Okay, this paper size is A4. So the screen is all yours. This page one is for the cover. So you must make sure that, like this one for instance is big. Don't think that maybe you are reserving the space for any other thing. No, make sure you design your slide to fit bigger screen. So even if they project it on a bigger screen, it's still going to appear well. So this is the cover page before we go to the other one. So let's look at the other points. Now we are saying be consistent. The next point is be consistent with your style settings. Good. Now let's come back to our slide. You see, this is what we are using. What we are trying to say on this point is, for instance, we are using a white background for the whole thing. Don't, at a point in time, let's say from slide 1, we are using Times New Roman, okay? Then all of a sudden you get to slide 4, then you go and use the, let's say, we want to look at causes of drug abuse, okay? Then over here we are using Calibre light. Then you come and be saying cause, let's say, ignorance. Then you leave it that way. No, since you are starting with Times New Roman, you should be consistent. The font type, the font size, everything should be consistent. The style of the slide should be consistent. So basically that is it for the slide. So this is what we are doing for the introduction to PowerPoint presentation. Now keep your sight on this channel. If you have some questions, drop it in the comment section. I'll be responding to them. Now in our next video, that is episode 2, in our next video we'll be looking at how to prepare a slide, add picture to it, edit with the various font sizes and text color. I mean, how to prepare a very simple slide within some 10 minutes. Okay, so in our next video we'll be looking at how to insert date, how to add picture, how to add transitions, animations, and slideshow, and how to add design. We'll be dealing with all the tabs. We'll be doing the insert tab. We'll be looking at all these things, how to insert tables, shapes, icons, and everything. Word art. Now we look at draw, the design, transition. Yes, we'll be looking at all those things in our next video. So remember to subscribe to my channel, that is Bax TV, like and share, so that when I upload a new video, you'll be able to see it. Thank you so much for your time. See you in the next video. Bye.